that lose babies in this way. October is the awareness month for this, and October 15th is actually a remembrance day for families who've had stillbirth or miscarriages or infant loss. We've been joined by Joyce Mwangi in the studio, who runs integrated living and also healing circles for women who've been through this. Joyce, there's a key person in this conversation who we have not addressed yet at all, and that is the father of this child, the father of this infant, the person who's responsible for the pregnancy that might have ended up in miscarriage. How can he cope? Are there healing circles for him? What is his journey like? Can you shed some light?
Thank you. My experience with pregnancy and infant loss is that men and women grieve differently. So the woman is the one who carried this pregnancy, okay? So this loss is physical. But you also have this person who's the father of this child, okay? They may not have carried this baby, but they were invested in the life of this child. They might not be grieving the physical, like what is happening to my body, but they are grieving emotionally and mentally. But unfortunately, what happens is that for most people, they focus on the woman, because this is what you can see. So you can deal with what you can see. You are pregnant, now you're not pregnant. But see this man, you're not pregnant, now you're not even pregnant anymore. And they, in a way, more push this person to the corner. So you're here, you're a man, you don't even know how to like physically associate with this loss, but then also nobody's even paying attention to you. They assume that you're okay. You should, you know, you can sort yourself out. We are going to deal with this one. And even dealing with this one, sometimes it's even in the wrong way. So then you see they're pushed. And for most men, they never really engage pregnancy and infant loss. Really unfortunate. So they never go through the grieving process. They never like sit down and, you know, like what happened and how am I feeling about it, and look at how did that affect the rest of my life, because it affects them, you know. You're scared, this is a person maybe you love, or even if you just had a child with them, and you're like, this person could have died, you know, the pain they have gone through, the entire, it's very traumatizing. And now to be just put there aside and nobody's looking at you like, okay, move on with your life, we're only going, it's a very, it's not correct.
I have a friend who was talking to me about this, and she was saying somebody she knew went through the same experience, and after the experience, there's a certain hoodie that she used to like to wear, and she went into like proper depression for like a year, almost a year and a half. And when she finally got out of it, of course the husband, you know, mwanaume ni kukaza, everything, you know, so you know he just soldiered on and everything. And then one day, like a year or so later, she wore the same hoodie. And when she wore it is when it triggered him, and he said, please never wear that thing again. And that's the day she knew that he had actually gone through a traumatic experience, just hadn't talked about it. And that's so I think what you're saying is really key. I think it's important for people to be able to, first of all, allow each other to grieve in their own ways, but of course also get the kind of support that they need. So if there is any healing circles for, in the healing circles, do men come to the healing circles? Or is it's strictly just for? So
the integrated living healing circles is for women and girls. But I know there are healing circles for men. I'm sure they are.
What more do you think the government could be doing?
Can I ask?
Sorry. Valentine has a question. Yes, please go ahead.
Yes, I want, Joyce, when we were on the phone preparing for this topic, you mentioned that a lot of couples struggle to even survive infant loss or miscarriage, and that divorce rates are actually higher after a stillbirth or infant loss or miscarriage. What would you say to couples how to cope at this time? Because there's judgment, you know, you're not grieving the right way, you're not crying. Maybe someone wants to go out and party and drink, another one wants to be bedridden. How do we not judge each other and cope as a unit?
What I would say, and I'm not really like the perfect person to do couple thing, how you're going to grieve, but it's the way you are together when you're pregnant, and in anticipation and joy for this child. And it's going to be hard, but try and keep maybe a half or a quarter of that same communication, not even the energy, and just communication, okay? I need a break. Verbalize. I don't feel comfortable having this conversation. I need a break. This is what I'm going to do. And just keep the communication lines open, because if you don't, it just breaks down. because I don't know what's going on with you. I don't feel like you're listening to me. You don't feel like I'm listening to you. You don't feel like I'm grieving the way you want me to do. And then life is going. It's going on exactly. You know, you have to go back to work. You have to, like, I remember when I lost my second baby, my then boss, which was not very kind. So I called, and I had been away from work for a long time. So I called and I was like, I really need an extension. Things are hard for me. She was like, you're not pregnant. You don't have a baby. What excuse? Like, what's the justification? You see?
So that's like, so that's now double, triple trauma on top of everything.
Exactly. So there's so much going on because there's work, there's life, people around you, people are talking, everybody is having their own things, and then you're here and you're the primary people who have lost a baby. So if you don't keep it open, like you say, okay, this is what is happening to me, this is the way I'm feeling, I don't want to talk, I want to overeat, you know, I want to just take a walk, I don't want to see you, I want to see you, but talk, because the moment you're not telling me what is going on with you, then I don't know what is going on with you, you don't know what's going on with me, and everybody, it just goes, and in the end, you're like, this person is a stranger to me.
Do you ever hear in terms of, because people always come up with ways that they want you to grieve and ways that they want you to heal and things that they think you should do to get over it as fast as possible in 7 to 10 business days and you're back. Because that's how people look at it in such a cold way. And you're like, really, this is not something I just, you know, brush off or sweep under the carpet and go. One of the things that I hear a lot of people saying is, get another baby as fast as possible. This will just help you. Is that true?
No, it's not true. It's not true. And when we're prepping, I told Valentine, what I find with people, they're uncomfortable. Okay? So they're uncomfortable with grieving, they're uncomfortable with sadness, they're uncomfortable with extreme emotions, so they don't know what to do. So they just come up with these ideas. They want to keep talking, okay? Maybe if I talk a lot, if I give you ideas, this thing is going to, it's going to be behind us. Grief does not work like that, okay? So I'm the one who has lost a baby. I'm the one who was pregnant. I'm the one who knows what I have gone through. And you see, for many women, you maybe lose, like for my second pregnancy, when I lost the baby, and then they were like, okay, I lost that baby at 20 weeks. Okay, so this was a big baby, okay? He was a boy. He had a name, okay? So, and then I remember that evening, so is this crazy? Because in maternity ward, so I remember that night, and they were like, okay, now tomorrow maybe you can go home. But then I'm checking myself, I'm like, no, I don't feel like there's something wrong. And then you go to theater for cleaning, which is another, you know, extreme thing. Invasive, and it's just a mess. Then you come to me and you're like, no, if you get another baby, excuse me, in which womb? Are you crazy? You know, like, let's breathe. You can keep quiet. You don't have to talk, you know. And I think for most people, because of that discomfort, you come to me, you want to comfort me, but you don't even know what to say. So you bring the Bible verses, or you just say awkward things.
I was just about to ask that one of the ways that I've seen in African traditional, our society generally, is that we try to explain things that we don't even understand. And so, just like any other trauma or pain that somebody is going through, maybe all they need is just somebody to be there silently, to be there and just keep quiet, but just be there.
Thank you.
Yeah,
it's really important. I remember after my second loss, I told Valentine about this. When I came back from hospital, you know, I had all these things. It was not a good time for me. I was really in a bad space, and I found my friend. Shout out to you, Angela. I love you. I love you. And she had made for me lyonnaise potatoes. You know. She didn't say anything. She had cooked. She had put the food. She didn't like give me Bible. She gave me food. I really needed the food. And, you know, I threw myself on the bed and I was screaming. And she just came and held me, you know. She just being there and practically meeting the needs I have. Okay, I need a clean house, you know. I need to be reminded to shower, you know, to comb your hair, brush your, you're in a really bad state, okay. But you need people that are not judging, just people that are there to feed you, you know, to keep you warm. Mostly not so much talking, because talking is where I find people just lose it.
But also do you find that in that kind of experience that even having an influx of so many people who want to come, like even the pollers become exhausting?
They're very exhausting. They're very exhausting because what happens in my own experience, and also I've heard from the experience of other women who've lost children, is that these people now start taking the energy, the little energy that you have to do your healing, not even to do your healing, to start, to even think that you can start doing the healing and grieving, and now they are taking it away from you. And because of the discomfort, so if somebody comes, like I remember when I lost my second baby, so some church people came. Okay, I'm there, I'm just really down, I've had this cleanup, of course, I'm just in a bad space. And then they come, now we're looking at each other, okay? These people now, ni kama wamekuja maombolezi, they are sad, they don't know what to say, and when they say Romans 8:28.
Wow.
So what happens is that me who's grieving has to like put my grieving aside to make now you comfortable.
Yes.
Which is really wrong. It's you centering yourself in my grieving. Like, I'm the one, that's why the circle, I'm the one in the center, I'm the one grieving. You should be holding me in this circle, not now bringing all of you into the circle and a lone individual asking me to extend myself as a circle around you, you know? So a lot of energy is really, really taken away. There are people who can come and you know they're just there like mice. You can't see them. But you know they've been there and they've done stuff for you and they don't take away from you. But most of the people, they'll just come on nakuangalia hivi, or they now start asking you, okay, Ati, what happened? And then you did what? And then you know, my loss is not your entertainment. You know, my pain is not to serve your gossip meals, okay? This is my pain and I need you to respect it and to honor it, not to use it, you know, to continue your conversations.
Right.
Yeah, so for me, I normally say, if you really know that you are those people that come and just start saying the wrong things, first of all, keep quiet or just make yourself scarce. You can be around, but just
send an email.
We don't send an email, I'm not reading that. But just do practical things that are going
Right.
to be helpful to me, but not speaking. Silence is actually, it's a very safe thing to do in such, just be quiet. Yeah, don't sing, you know, don't come with songs or verses or you know, you can watch this maubiri. No, just be quiet.
Just be there,
let's
but be
grieve.
quiet.
Yeah, let's go through the process together.
Okay, that's the conversation. Remember, we are, if you're just joining us, we're having this conversation about pregnancy and infant loss. And of course, this is Pregnancy and Infant Loss Awareness Month. And so we're asking, what is the best way to support somebody who's gone through an experience of pregnancy and infant loss? What's the best way to support somebody who's gone through pregnancy and infant loss? And we have to take a short break, but we'll be right back.